Hi, we're the Bag Ladies. You remember us because we have done lots of make and takes and lots of ways to teach skills hands-on. But now we've decided to reinvent ourselves. Just like the whole world is changing, the Bag Ladies are changing. And now BAG stands for budget-minded and gutsy ladies who create.
So today we're going to show you how to create a project out of things that you might just have lying around the house. You don't even have to go out and buy special supplies for this. You may be wondering, why do we have a Starbucks cup in our hand? That's because that's one of our favorite coffee shops. And what we're going to do today is we are going to create a journal out of an old cup and a sleeve that we recycled from Starbucks. It's going to become the cutest little journal you ever saw. And it's so fun and easy to make that you won't even believe it. So we're going to go ahead and get started by telling you the supplies you'll need, and then we're going to start doing it step by step. So grab a pair of scissors and be ready to have lots of fun.
Yep, this is going to be for everybody, remember, whether you're a teacher, you're retired, you're a student after school, or you're a worker, anybody that wants to have fun and get de-stressed doing some creative projects. Okay, be with you in a sec.
So what you need to start this project is you need a Starbucks cup or any fast food cup that'll do. Preferably paper is the best. Okay, so 1 cup. If it's a used cup, just make sure you wash it out and clean it a little bit. This one happens to be an unused cup. So you're gonna start with a cup, and size really doesn't matter. Okay, the next thing you need is a paper sleeve. Those are the sleeves that they put around the cup to make sure the cup stays cool when you're drinking your coffee. The neat thing is, even when you make your journal, this same sleeve will still fit on the cup even once you've flattened it out. The next thing you're going to need is some basic copy paper. Now, you don't have to have copy paper. You could use lined paper. You could use old scrap papers that you have laying around the house, anything that you want to fill your journal with for pages. So here's how we're going to get started. The first thing you want to do is you want to cut your cup so that it will lay flat like a book cover. So what I did first was I found the seam of the cup. You can see it right here along this edge. Once I found the seam, I took my scissors and cut straight down the edge of the cup like this, getting as close to the bottom as I can. Now, the goal is to remove the bottom of the cup. You don't need that part for this project. We might think of something we can do with it later, but you don't need it for this project.
You could put your M&Ms in here while you're making the project.
Perfect. Now, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna cut around the bottom portion of the cup right above the lip where the base is. So I'm gonna just turn my cup as I'm cutting, and don't worry about being super straight. You can go back and straighten it later, okay? So now the bottom is off the cup, and I'm just gonna set that aside. Now, for the cover of the journal, you are going to wanna push this flat and fold it in half, like this. Line up your edges as best you can, and then just push it flat. I honestly like to use my scissors to do this so that I can crease it. Now you might notice that mine is not lining up perfectly along this edge. That's okay. I can just take my scissors and trim it so it meets, like so. Now, the next step is very important. You're going to want to take your white copy paper. You can decide how many sheets you want to use to create your journal. I always recommend about 5 sheets to start. What you're going to do is you are going to lay your cover of your journal out flat like so. And you're going to take a pen or a pencil, whatever you have on hand, and you are going to trace around it so that you have the outline of the cup. Now, here's the important thing to remember when you start cutting your paper. I usually only trace it once and cut through all the pages so that I have something that looks like this. What you want to remember is you want to cut inside of that black line so the pages are slightly smaller than your cover. That'll make the pages fit perfectly in your book. That's what I did here when I cut my pages out. So now my book is ready to be put together. What you're going to do is you're going to lay your cover on top of your pages. You're going to fold the entire thing in half. Well, maybe what I'll do is, since I already folded this, I'll take the pages and I'll fold them independently as well. Now I'll place the pages, lining it up with the fold of the cup, like so. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a slit at the bottom. About a 3/4 inch slit is perfect, and one at the top. Once again, about 3/4 of an inch. Now, if you're using a larger cup, you could always make a larger slit if you want to. Next, I'm going to find some ribbon, some cord, some yarn, some string, anything I have laying around the house to secure my book closed. When you do this, you want it at least double the length of your book with a little extra so that you have some for tying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it across the center of my book like this, and I'm going to pull it through those slits like so. Now when I flip it to the front of my book, you can see the pieces of cord are hanging out. What I do is I just bring them together and I knot them in the center. Now my pages are secured in my book. I like to trim these down just a little bit so that they're not so long.
Or you could tie them in a bow, I guess.
Or you could tie it in a bow if you wanted to, but I'm going to trim it off just so I don't have so much excess. Now your book is ready to be secured with your sleeve. You're just going to open your sleeve up, slide it on like this, and ta-da, you have a wonderful journal. Now, when you saw mine, you will notice that I just put some paint on it to decorate it. I had some paint laying around the house and I just took it and I just dabbed it on there all over the front and back cover. If you don't have paint at home, you can use Sharpie markers, you can use whatever, you can use crayons even, or anything to decorate your cover if you want to decorate it. Personally, I think it just looks cool just the way it is if you don't want to do the decorating.
You could stamp it, I guess.
You could
do
use
anything,
stamps.
Anything you have at home.
Exactly. Now, what am I going to use this journal for? Well, my journal is going to be used to stay in my purse as a to-do list journal. So what I'm going to do inside my journal is I am going to just write at the top of the page, to-do list. Okay? But I want these pages decorated as well. So I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool to put a little border along the edge? Now, one easy way to do this is to take some decorative tape, which is also known as washi tape. It is actually a paper tape that has been decorated and resembles masking tape. So to create a decorative edge on your paper, all you would do is take your washi tape, run it up against the edge, lift the page, and cut it to match the edge of the page. Quick and easy, and it makes your book look so adorable.
I love that.
Now, some of you may be saying, I don't know anything about washi tape. I've never seen it, I've never heard of it, but I would love to decorate my edge of my page with something. Well, there's a couple other secrets you can do. So, Karen, would you like to share with them how we created our own washi tape out of paper and masking tape and double-sided tape?
Okay, honestly, these are a couple of samples that we just want to show you because we used masking tape and just used some Sharpies and put designs on. And used a couple of little stamps. I mean, any way you'd want to decorate this, you could color the whole thing, you could make it your own. We also just used some things from an ad from Lily. We used regular magazine pages and even scrapbook paper. So Cindy's gonna actually show you how this works, but just knowing that whatever you have around home that looks like when it's cut into, little slivers like this, little edges, it's gonna have a great look to it.
So this is how we did this. Thanks, Karen. Now this is the way we did this. With the masking tape, that's just regular masking tape I had around the house. You can buy it in thinner pieces, or I like this 1-inch thick size. All I did was take some Sharpies and start to decorate. You can do any kind of design you like. If you're not good at doing a design, you can even do stripes. And just do a stripe of color, a stripe of color, a stripe of color, all the way up the strip, and then continue with other colors. It just is a way to decorate it, make it fun, and make your book look really cool. Now, you may be wondering what our tape is laying on. We laid it out on wax paper that we got from the grocery store. Now, the reason why we did that was because, look at the masking tape. It'll come right off of the wax paper. It doesn't lose its stick, and it's reusable in your journal. Now, this is another way that you can create your own washi tape. What I did was I cut some old wrapping paper. This was actually a gift bag from a store. This is an old book that I had laying around the house. This is just an ad from a magazine. What I did was I took and cut strips of it, which were about approximately a 1/2 inch wide. Why a 1/2 inch? That's the same size as my two-sided tape. What I did first was I took the tape and I laid it down on the wax paper. It might be a little bit hard to see on camera, but I'm gonna run it the length of my wax paper. Now, remember, you have to use two-sided tape because it's sticky on both sides. And I just happen to have this laying around the house. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of my strips of paper. This would happen to be a piece of wrapping paper. I just cut it in the same exact width as my double-sided tape. I start at one end of the wax paper and I place this on top of the two-sided tape. If you get a little crooked, it's not even gonna matter. If there's a few ripples in it, it won't matter because you don't have to use that section. Now, my piece was a little bit too long, so I'm just gonna cut it off. Now, here's the beauty of using the wax paper to hold your tapes. When I'm ready to decorate another page in my journal, I can just take, and let's say that I want to start with this one right here. Of course, it'll be the one in the middle. I'm cutting my wax paper first. I want to check the length that I need, and I'm going to cut it off right here. And look how easy this is. All I have to do is pull the double-sided tape off of the wax paper. Now it's a piece of my own handmade washi tape that I can now decorate the edge of my page with.
Okay, I love that. I am going home and making 500 rolls of that.
It's
That is
fun,
perfect.
it's easy. It's even fun for the kids to do,
Yep.
to sit around and cut your strips, add your double-sided tape, put it on a piece of wax paper, and save it for whenever you want to do a project. If you don't have wax paper, I'm sure a Ziploc baggie will work just fine, or a page protector to lay your tape out. I happen to like the wax paper because it allows you to see the two-sided tape a little bit easier. It's not a clear surface, it's more of a cloudy surface, so you can actually see where the tape is located. So, that's our lesson for today.
I love it.
I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll go out, find some cups, find some ribbon, find some sheets of paper, maybe even create your own washi tape, and create your own journals or to-do list notebooks that you can store in your purse. And I love it because it has that sleeve to add to it.
It's perfect. And we hope today, each time that we present to you, we are going to try to come to you from a different site. So today we're at Stewart Art and Supply, and we're inside their little studio called The Nook. And today we're just able to present from here. Next week or next time that we present for you, we're going to try to go to the dollar stores and tell you some things that you're going to go shopping with us for things that you can use. All right, this has been great. We hope you enjoy it. I know I'm going to make my to-do list, but I'm also going to put in the Netflix I want to watch, the books I want to read, and the art projects I want to do next.
So don't forget to like us and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. And please share this with your friends. We're going to do lots and lots of more fun things with you. And we want everybody to get involved and have fun and share what you've learned.
And go to the Bag Ladies, bagladiesonline.com, and see what else we're doing. We're coming up with a lot of new things. All right, see you soon.